So hello everybody, welcome back to Mangoes Not Lemons. I'm Damon Johansson with HR Mango, and we are here today with a very special guest and a very close friend of mine, Carrie Plaster. I'm going to pass the time over, and Carrie, take a minute and introduce yourself.
Okay, I will. Well, that's crazy. Thanks for inviting me, first of all. My name's Carrie Plaster, and by day I'm a Chief Human Resources Officer, and HR's been my space for probably 28-ish years now, so for a while. By night, I'm a mother of a fantastic, talented 18-year-old who's destined for musical theater, and a beautiful wife that I've been with for 28 years as well. So, and I'm also on the board of the Salt Lake School for the Performing Arts. So,
Yes.
I'm plenty busy. It's all good though.
You have a lot of hats.
Yes, they're all great.
Carrie, you and I, we've been able to work together for 5.5+ years, a good history. We worked as HR Mango, helping you with recruiting.
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about how was your experience working with that team?
Yeah, okay. Well, hats off to HR Mango and Damon and his amazing team. We had the opportunity to start out just working with just the basics in the United States, but we also took the plunge and we went to South America. We had you expand into Canada, and I thought at first I was skeptical whether or not we could do that, but we did it pretty flawlessly, I thought.
I agree. I think it went well.
And I learned that not only is your team a great, kind of recruiting agency, but they will help you with anything that's needed. Like we had any number of panic attacks over not having enough HR people, so it was awesome that your team that you helped us. You helped us in so many ways, not just recruiting.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
We were very happy to help, and we had a lot of fun in Canada.
We did.
I think in like 8 months, we hired over 500 people, something like that. I
Yeah.
don't remember what the totals were, but it was pretty crazy. It was a fast roller coaster ride.
And I think HR Mango has a unique model from a pricing standpoint. It's by far better by multiples of 10, in terms of the pricing, but the service is not any different. And I would say that mostly the service is better. So I would really consider it. If you're thinking about using an external recruiter of any kind, I would use you as a go-to.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll pay you later for that.
Yeah,
one.
okay.
That's
okay.
a bonus.
Money, please. No.
So your career background, HR, senior HR side of things, you do a lot with the people element in companies.
Sure.
And one of the things we want to talk about today is education and the value of education and the importance of education starting young, different opportunities. Tell me your thoughts on how important is education in career development or direction of life?
Okay. Well, I have a philosophy myself about education. So my background is, I studied criminal justice administration, right?
I didn't know
I know you
that.
didn't know that. I was a
you
firearms
went into HR?
and defensive tactics instructor for a while.
Those kind of go together. Defensive HR.
Yes. I worked at the Idaho National Engineering Laboratory for a good part of my young life. And anyway, so I was really trained well in instructional systems design theory. Okay, then I went to school. I was interested at that time in criminal justice, so I graduated in that. And then I found myself as the training manager at a security company working for a mine, Kennecott, Utah Copper.
Which you couldn't have guessed as well, I'm sure.
No,
fate steered you there?
No, fate steered me there. And that was my entree into the natural resources world. And I spent a better part of 25 years working in and around mining and Rio Tinto. We lived as a family in California. We got to live in Canada and Montreal. So my daughter's fluent in French. She has her biliteracy certificate. Carrie's pretty fluent in French as well.
I don't think I knew that either.
Yeah. Learned to play hockey. Yeah, it was good.
I know the hockey.
Yeah.
I know the passion around hockey, so I guess that makes sense.
So anyway, education, I think it doesn't so much matter what you get. It's really making sure that you have some kind of foundational principles to show employers that you can make it. You can stick to something for a period of time and finish it, and that will give you a platform. It doesn't really matter what education you have, in my view, but it gives you a good foundation.
So I absolutely totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I think the important part of education is getting an education.
Yeah.
Finding an education on something you enjoy. Finding an education about something that you can finish.
Yes.
Because once you finish, that piece right there demonstrates that you're a character trait or what type of personality you have is, I finished this degree, I finished these classes, I finished these courses.
Yeah.
This is what I came out with, but I can do anything with this.
Sure.
So I would agree with you. So let me ask you this then.
Okay.
How important is it when you're younger, starting younger? You have an 18-year-old.
Right.
I have kids. I have 4 kids. 2 now in college. 1 in a technical college for diesel mechanics. My oldest is in college for writing and for arts.
Right.
Absolutely loves it. Starting young, is it important to get kids? Is it important to let kids do the things that they enjoy in school?
Well,
Does that make
100%,
sense?
yes. I think it does, because if you don't do it that way and they're not happy, they're not going to school anyway. Right? So
then they don't finish.
No,
and
they
then
don't
it
finish.
starts
They hate it the whole
bad.
time. And I would say the experience that we've had with my daughter at the Salt Lake School for the Performing Arts has been way better, maybe even than I had in high school. I was very into athletics, for the most part, super competitive. She is very into musical theater, and the SPA gives her an opportunity to experience all of the parts of musical theater, the baseline level fundamentals that you have to create a production.
Yeah.
There's the musical side, there's the dance side, and then there's the performance side and singing. So anyway, it's a great experience for her. So I would say it's phenomenal if you can marry up what you're getting with your education plus happiness. Like in my experience as a career thinker, I would say that my life is blended all together. There's not like Carrie Plaster at home and Carrie Plaster at work, and I turn into this other person over there. That's not me. It's never been me. So anyway, it's all blended together, and it works for me. It's not always great for my family, but it works.
No, I totally agree. I couldn't agree more, because I think there's a direct correlation between your quality in the workplace and your quality at home.
Yeah.
I think you need to enjoy what you do. I think the same applies to kids. And by the way, I was not aware, my daughter, my oldest, would have loved a school like that.
Right.
And I think it's SPA is the abbreviation.
SPA.
So SPA is the abbreviation for the school. And you're on the board for that school, correct?
I am.
Okay, and that's a local school here in Utah, here in Salt Lake City.
It is. So the Salt Lake School for the Performing Arts, just a quick story if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So at the end of last year's school year, we were in a little local neighborhood in Sugar House.
Okay.
And the district told us that we were no longer going to be in that building close to the end of the year. So we had a choice, either close the doors or find a place to go.
Okay.
And at that time, lots of elementary schools were being told that they were going to be shutting down. So we targeted a whole bunch of other elementary schools to move into, and everyone said no.
Oh,
so
wow.
that left us with, holy crap, what are we going to do, man? And you can imagine our whole staff and admin, we were all just seriously, praying for a place to find. And so I contacted a good friend of mine at Summit Sotheby's Real Estate.
Yep.
And she's the one that found the building. And as if it fell into our lap, we were in there, negotiating the contract terms and whatnot. It's been a phenomenal building. It's been a great move. And our staff and admin moved in there in about 20 days because we had to renovate. We had the Children's Center of Utah was in there before we moved in.
Yeah.
It's great.
And you're right off 400 East?
Right off 400 East, 350 South.
Okay.
It's got easy access to tracks. There's all kinds of places to eat around there. It couldn't be better from an environment. And, if kids in the performing arts generally, they're going to be working downtown somewhere. In some city, somewhere in the world, they're going to have that vibe.
That's the career goes.
Yeah, and so, we're right there by tracks. You have a fair number of, people cruising around the streets all the time down there. It's got a vibe. The school itself has a vibe. It was a building that was designed by the person who designed, the architect who designed the Capitol building in the 1860s, designed this as a school, as a girls' school. And so, anyway, it's got phenomenal bones. It's It's amazing.
So education is very important to me. Yes. And so we'll take a minute. Let's take a minute and talk about spa.
Okay.
Because what people don't realize is education, to instill education and to instill enjoyment in education starts young.
Yes.
And so spa is high school level?
It's a high school, it's a free high school, actually. It's a chartered school.
Explain that, because when people, and I didn't know this until you guys told me, when someone says charter, to me that means extra money.
Yeah.
And this is not the situation with spa.
No, we are a charter school, high school in Utah. It's completely free. The only thing that we pay for as parents, other than contributions that we make for various reasons, are things like performances that need costumes or something like that. That's,
like any normal
that's required.
Public school.
Yeah, that's the only thing that kids have to pay for. So, it's completely free, Damon. So kids that are interested in any part of performing arts, spa's a great place, because we have a fantastic tech group who actually pull together all of the productions. They create the sets, they do the sound, they do the lighting, they have to do it all. So that's fundamentally everybody has to have that. And then we also have the academic side as part of the school, and then we have all of the other curriculum around performance. So we have full on, we have a teacher that teaches nothing but music. We have one that focuses on vocals. We have another one that focuses on the piano side, if kids want to learn about that. We've got musical theater, and then we have theater. Well, dance is, yes, dance is
all of that.
Yes, we could have a podcast just about the dance program at SPA. It's really cutting edge and phenomenal instructors that we have.
So, and you're on the board, you have a daughter there, so great experience. So, in your opinion, how critical is it to get especially a student that loves performing arts, to get them into a school that not only supports their passion, but it has the full curriculum too, right? So it's a full curriculum school. They get all of it.
They do. And we used to have to go down the street to another high school. We decided this year that we wanted to try and do the whole thing. We created a little transition year, but this next year it will be full on. Everything will be at SPA. And we think that that's good for the culture and the community, but it's also good to just have the kids all there together. Right. Doesn't mean they can't, there are beautiful grounds as well, so they can go outside and hang out and do whatever it is that kids do. But anyway, it's a great environment all the way around.
So how can people help local charters like that? Charters that specialize, charters that give kids more opportunity to develop those types of skills. How can they help SPA?
That's a great question. Right now, the timing is actually perfect, because charters need really two things. They need fundraising and they need students. So student enrollment, generally speaking, around Utah is down. We're trying to really build student enrollment up. So we need probably another 100 students or so. But in the very short term, in the next 6 months or so, we need another $500,000 in charitable foundations. So we're really kind of pulling every lever we can to do that. We have a GoFundMe out there right now for people that want to look at that.
How do they search that on the GoFundMe?
Just go to our homepage, Salt Lake School for the Performing Arts. Go online, have a look. You can donate right there. You can also, if you look me up, you can find the GoFundMe attached to me.
Okay, perfect.
On LinkedIn.
So we'll add that link in the description of this video.
Okay.
So if you guys are interested in learning more about SPA, if you have any children that are interested in performing arts on any level, this might be an opportunity where they could transfer their child into your program. So look into it and have a great day.